Hello, 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 everyone. It's your girl, C. Simone Rivers, the Yum Yum Ambassador, coming to influence the flavor of the room that you are in. As you know, where is it? I trigger light and I offer hugs, healing, understanding, guidance, and growth with me, Simone. So, guess who started something new? You know, my friend Mark Thompson said to me that a woman is a creator because when she gets her back up against the wall, she doesn't say, "Oh, God changed the world." She changes herself so that she can do better in the world. And that's what we're doing today. We're doing better in the world. So there are two things I want to do today. I want to introduce you to the Mother Wit Roundtable. My mama said the Mother Wit Roundtable. This is our inaugural debut, first time on air. I'm using a new platform. I have no idea how to use this platform. And I'm hoping that it works. It looks good from my perspective.
It looked good.
It looks good from yours. So today we're going to talk about my new book project, the anthology My Mama Said, Mother Wit for Your Journey. Now, many of you know, and those of you who don't, my mother passed away on the 23rd of November, Thanksgiving week last year. The day before I debuted or launched my last international best-selling book, Grown Woman Shit, Shifting How I Think. And I had to do a lot of shifts after her passing. And one of the things that started happening for me over and over and over again, I found myself saying, my mama said this and my mama said that. Now, why is that significant? Because nobody ever heard me say the word mama. Ever. Nobody ever heard me say mama. Because I don't speak that way publicly. But when I'm talking to her, you know, my sisters and brothers, all of us called her mama. I would say my mom or my mother. But every now and then it would just rise up. My mama said, it's better to have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, talking about friendship. My mama said this or my mama said that. And I felt like after her passing, I was able to hear from her more. I was able to talk to her more. And she encouraged me to do this. So I realized that my mama wasn't the only one that had words to say. Everybody's mother did. And I invited a few people to be a part of a project with me. And one of the beautiful people that decided to tell her mother wit story with me is Khady Koroma-Thiombiano. And I believe I said it right.
Yes, you did.
Welcome, 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 Khady. Khady is a registered nurse. She is a productivity and empowerment coach, encouraging us to enjoy life, a long life, not just a long life, but one that satisfies us and gives us bliss. So welcome.
Well, thank you, Yum Yum. Queen Yum Yum. That's what I called you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Let's just jump right into it. I want my audience to know that we're not going to keep them very long at all.
Absolutely.
But I just have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Statement number one. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your mother's story. It was a beautiful story.
Well, thank you. Thank you too. I needed that, and I believe even in my audience today, those that are watching, a lot of people, when I have friends, they share about their mothers are still living, their mother had passed away. And, they share some strong, stories about their mom. So I know they will benefit from this. That's okay. No matter what, you can definitely celebrate your mom at any angle. Because with mothers, we won't be here, right?
Absolutely.
9 months, right? 9 months or 10 months, 6 months.
For me, it was 42 weeks.
Oh, really?
One child. I birthed one child, and He did not want to leave. It was 42 weeks. But the reason I want to celebrate you and thank you for sharing your mother's story,
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many people in the book from different walks of life. But you know, we have some people from Uganda. I forget. I think you're from Sierra Leone, if I'm not
Well, I
mistaken.
grew up in Sierra Leone,
Right, Sierra
West
Leone.
Africa.
One young lady's from Uganda. There's a another gentleman who is from mm,
You get it.
it just left me. It's also my goddaughter, Siobhan. I always
Mhm.
told her that she looked like she was from this place. I can't think of it, but it's also in West Africa. A couple of people from India and the West Indies and America. And it's just a beautiful potpourri of thoughts. And after it's all peeled away, where we're from, what we look like, what our size is, we come right back to who was mama for you? Who was mama for you? And today, I'm missing my mom. I'm missing my mom. I miss her thoughts. I miss the way she screamed at me over the TV, because she was going deaf and the television would be really loud. So the fact that you shared your story um, is just a beautiful thing. I think that there's so many people that will benefit from that story. And I don't want to talk about it too much because we want everyone to grab the book. We want everyone
Absolutely.
to grab the book and read the book. But today I want to talk more about what mother means for you. You have children, yes?
Yes, I do. I have three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just inherit another one because I got married and my husband have a son. So let me say four. So, just being a mother, for what mothers mean for me. My mom, she had me at a young age. So I pretty much grew up with her. Let me just say, and what she was taught as being a mother, that's what she taught. She kind of put into me. And being a mother is so much bigger. It's much of learn. It's a learning process. You can never be perfect being a mother. It just comes from the heart. It's God's gift. It's
The
God.
man got lost somewhere. I don't know what I did with it.
Yes, but and I always say that whatever I miss with with my own children, God would give me the opportunity to do it for my own grandchildren. And
Yes. Oh,
it's
I
just,
love that.
yes, it's
I
just
um I say often that, like, my son is 18 years old.
mm,
We went today. We spent most of the day out of the house doing graduation things, picking up his cap and gown. And as we're picking up his cap and gown, I'm in tears. And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm going, "You don't realize how big of a deal this phase of your life is. Everything next is up to you. It's not up to me anymore. This is where I pass the baton off to you, and you take care of yourself. And this is a tradition in America. This is a rite of passage. You're about to graduate high
mhm,
school."
mhm,
It felt
mhm.
really good, and it felt really sad for me because life is
Yes, it is.
changing.
Yes, it is.
So what would you say? I talk about the pillars that my mom left behind for me. The pillars were faith. She gave me her God. Family. Family was everything. Finances. I learned what not to do mostly from my mom. But she owned a home. That was important to me. Friendship. That's where the baby girl is better to have four quarters than 100.
Mhm, mhm.
And then it was food, because Lord knows all of Blanche's children, and I am Blanche's child, have hips for days. She fed us well. And I imagine your mom did the same. So
Yeah.
of those five pillars, what story would you like to share with everyone about what your mom brought to your life and left behind?
Okay. First of all, before I get into that, I want you to allow me to, when we talk about mothers here, it doesn't, because someone can be, I have already experienced that in my own family. You don't have to give birth to some to a child to be a mother. And I have experienced that in my household. meaning that when it comes to my own children, my ex got remarried again, and his current wife, treated my children as that she gave birth to them. So I want to really appreciate all the mothers out there. If she
Absolutely.
gave birth or not, but once you go out and reach out to a child and nurture them, to where they are right now, I want to celebrate you. It's all about celebrating.
I agree. I agree completely.
Yeah.
We have that in
I
common.
will give you all the honor for stepping in to be a mother.
We have that in common. I have a first loved son who was 2 years old when I met him. He was
Mm-hmm,
my
mm-hmm,
ex-husband's
mm-hmm.
son. And I have a firstborn son, but
Right,
they are both my sons. So
right.
thank you for saying that. You do not have to give birth to be a mother. Thank you. And some people can give birth and still not be a mother. So thank you
Absolutely.
for that.
Absolutely. And you can always play an impact. So my mom, more to me, on those 5 pillars was really the finance. Because as a very young age, I knew my mom took that role immediately, to be like the main breadwinner in our family, because
Mm,
my dad was more into education. And going to school, you don't make money, right? And my dad, he went into education. He got his PhD. So my mom was really the backbone to the finance in the home.
mhm,
She teaches us about saving.
mhm.
That is very important to save for the rainy day, because without poverty is a crime to me, in a way
Poverty is
that,
a crime. Oh,
yeah,
I love
it is, and it's a disease, and it can bring a lot of shame and reproach. So my mom fought for that in our family. She worked hard to just make sure that we have adequate clothing, we had adequate food, we had good shelter. The dignity of my dad, just being, teachers don't make money, but he came from a large family, and his family expected so much from him.
Mhm,
So she was that one to say, hey, and she gave my dad that image. And people, they cut, some people later down the road, they came to understand that, oh, who's the power behind this man? Is my mom.
there's always a woman
There's
behind
always a woman
man,
behind it.
even more
Yeah.
powerful woman.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so finance has always been an important thing to me. Coming in initially, I didn't, like, for me, I didn't want to become a registered nurse. I wanted to be accounting, because I would, that's, accounting was really my thing, because I was always triggered. I said, I got to learn more about money. But God keep on pushing me to being a nurse, being a nurse, being a nurse. I ended up being a nurse. So I never got into accounting, but it's never too late. I might still, hey, you got your MBA, right? I might just get on working on it too. Just
You know,
about.
I have to say, it was my mom that encouraged me,
Mm-hmm.
not with her words, but with her life. Because every graduation I had a high school graduation. My mom couldn't make it. She was
Right.
sick in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I had a community college graduation. I had a bachelor's graduation. I had a master's graduation. It wasn't until my MBA that my mom actually was able
Wow.
to come to a ceremony. And that meant so much to me. And before
Wow.
she passed, she said, baby girl, you told me you were going to be a doctor. So
Wow.
in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I got
Wow.
to do that. I got to
Wow.
do that. I got to do that.
Wow. Wow. And till even my mom, we lost our mom about 5 years ago. We can still see the foundation she left, the legacy she left. And
Hmm.
that's what's driving me today to really keep her legacy alive when it
Hmm.
comes to finance. She's really particular about, the homeless, the orphans, and she really wants to get that legacy going on. And that's really in my mind, to keep that legacy around, to empower young orphans, of people who don't have, children who don't have parents.
To be the mother to the motherless.
Absolutely. So to me, that's something that I'm just appreciate about my mom. I love her dearly. I miss her dearly, and she have 7 of us, so uh,
Mm.
so we miss her so much. And I know she's in a better place, and I know definitely at some point we're all going to meet someday with smiles and laughter.
Absolutely.
And that's what.
I know that we everybody doesn't believe the same, and it's really not important that we do. But I think we all believe that there is a creator,
Yes.
a God, an entity bigger than all of us that keeps us all in alignment. When we woke up this morning, we didn't say, "Thank you, heart, for beating." It just did it on its own.
Right.
We didn't say, "Thank you, lungs, for breathing." They just did it on their own. And somebody created those systems.
Absolutely.
Something created those systems. So whether you are Christian or something else, it doesn't matter.
Right.
The God that did all of that for us, that did all of that for us, created an opportunity for us to do something for other people. My mama said, money doesn't fall out of the sky. Food doesn't fly around and drop into your hand. God uses people to feed you when you're hungry, to give you money when you need it, to serve your needs. And I appreciate being Blanche's child because she taught me how to serve well. She was a servant leader.
Absolutely.
What I hear you saying.
Yes. But even though we have all this responsibility, we have to remember that we have to still manage how we go about with money too. Money cannot be our God,
Absolutely.
No, it cannot, and we just have to manage our energy, our time.
I like the way you said that. We have to manage our energy, and we're all given energy, and energy can't be created nor destroyed. It just transmutes. So how are you transmuting your energy? Earlier today, I was yelling at my son, "Hurry up, let's go." And I heard myself, and I said, "That's not the energy I want." I say to myself, what if this is the last thing he ever hears from me? It's not the energy I want him to remember. And I slowed myself down, muted my energy.
Yes.
Created satisfaction, as you say.
Yes. For me, in the morning, I make sure I get up very early in the morning before going to work. Just have a 30 minutes me moment time to myself. Just to clear in my day what I would like my day to be like. And already foresee where it's going to be hectic, where it's not going to be hectic, and remember to have a down time to myself.
Absolutely. Self-care is everything.
Absolutely. Keep on going so I can be more productive. Like I said,
I say often, I have this flavored water that I drink all day. I love water, but sometimes I want something sweet and I can't have sugar. So I have a little flavored water, and I look at it, and when the bottle is empty, I can't get anything out. There's nothing left. And when you're trying to give from an empty bottle, nobody gets served. Nobody gets served. So fill yourself up first. I call it sweet talk. I look in the mirror and I say, "Hey girl, hey, you look good today."
Yes.
Just 30 minutes ago, I looked like Weird Bob something because my hair was on top of my head. Oh, I got to get online with that. And isn't it a beautiful thing how women, mothers, know how to take care of themselves and everybody around?
Absolutely. Yes. And we just got to remember that, sometimes as mothers, we give. Sometimes we tend to forget about ourselves along the road. So it's important that we have those times to ourselves. We take care of ourselves because we want to be there. We want to live a long, satisfied life for our families.
Absolutely. So I have a question for you then.
Yes.
Give me one tip you would give to our listening audience. I see Sharice and a few other people. I see Vondelin, I see Nosa, I see Shavaris, I see Aisha. Thank you all for joining in the conversation, because we all have some wit, some wisdom that we got from our mothers. What wisdom? And sometimes, let me be clear, sometimes when I was putting this book together, I learned from a lot of women that they didn't have great relationships with their mothers. But I promise you, every woman that gave birth to you deserves honor. And maybe she came to teach you who not to be. Maybe she came to teach you who not to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So give me one thing about self-care that you learned from your mother. And your story was so beautiful, and the way you took care of her in her illness. Tell me something you would share with our audience about what you learned from your mother about self-care.
Well, self-care is, to me, is about listening to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to that inner voice. Remember to say, my mom just teach me about boundaries.
Mm. Tell me more about that.
Setting boundaries, just know what you're going to welcome in. Don't allow the negativity to come in.
Right. We get to choose.
We got to choose. We have a choice.
Absolutely.
Set that line. And you don't have to do it with hostility. Just learn how to say no.
Most of my life, Khady, I have had an issue with saying no. But what I learned to do, instead of saying no to other people, I say yes to myself.
Yes.
So if somebody asks me to do something that is not in alignment with what I want, I'm not saying no to you, sweetheart. I'm saying yes to me. I hope you understand.
Yes.
And it made it easier. Thank you for that.
I like what you just said. That's just, yes. So it's all about saying yes to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that, like saying that, yes to me, yes to good health, yes to good living, yes to just good food, yes to everything.
I love food. Love food.
Me, I'm trying to.
And I try not to judge anybody's choices. As I said, Blanche's children all have. We sometimes didn't have running water and electricity, but we always had food. Always had food. Blanche's children were not skinny. None of us were skinny. So I'm inviting our listening audience to ask questions of Khady if they have questions. Again, she is a registered nurse and really good at her job. You know how I know she's really good at her job? Because she's always working. You know how hard it was to get her on this live? It was so difficult. But I really, really, really appreciate it.
I'm sweating bullets because I was like, really?
But that's that self-care. She said, no matter what, I'm going to be here. And I appreciate the commitment. Let me move into how we met and why we are here.
Right.
So why are we here? Before I go there, I just want to show you, I'm learning due to being a people pleaser. Yes, Sharice. Yes. Yes. And it's okay to please people, but not at your disadvantage.
No.
Not at a disadvantage to yourself. Now we should have a win-win situation. We should have a win situation. So let's get into why we are here. If you look down on the bottom, you see this beautiful display of books. We are promoting the latest anthology from Your Voice Only Better and C. Simone Rivers, Mother Wit. I'm sorry, My Mama Said, Lord, I can't talk. My Mama Said, Mother Wit for Your Journey. And as a part of that launch, every day this week at 6 p.m., we will have another author come on and talk about their mother, what their pillars might be, and offer some wit of our own. Because I know we got a lot from our mothers, but we take what they gave us and we add our little bit. So I'm interested in knowing what you added to what your mother taught you to make a better life for yourself and your own children.
Awesome. I can't wait to read this book.
It really has some beautiful stories, and it has some really sad stories too. There are a few gentlemen in the book. James Clark, his mother's name is Priscilla.
Okay.
And James will be on with us on Thursday night. at 6 o'clock. And then we have Raksha Joshi. Raksha has a beautiful story about her mom coming to the United States from another country.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful stories. And then a gentleman, Benjamin, what is Benjamin's last name? Henderson. Benjamin Henderson.
Right.
His story just brought me to tears. Oh, when I think about it, it just brought me to tears. And the fact that he's still standing after all that he's been through, I just really appreciate the deposits we make, because none of us know how long we're going to live.
No.
None of us know. Tomorrow is not promised. But if in this moment, in this day, in this time, you give God your best, you give people your best, you give your children your best, whatever influence you have in the world, influence it toward the positive. It ripples out and it makes the world a better place.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So I don't want to keep our guests any longer. We have about 5 minutes, Khady. Is there anything else you'd like to share about yourself, about your business, about what you do?
Well, about myself, I'm just like God just had, you have that thing in you that you have to make an impact in this world. And to me, it's about living a satisfied life. As a nurse, I see a lot of my colleagues, maybe just premature death and I see patients with premature death. So God has given a reason a purpose to impact people, that we need to take that time out for ourselves, take that time out for our families, take that time out for our finances, take that time for our health overall, like you said, with your own 5 pillars.
Right.
So I realized, because all of us have a purpose in this life. We all are here for a reason. And we have to make a difference before we leave this earth. So for me, it's about moving people to a mindset to think about themselves first.
They say
you cannot help
yourself first.
Yeah, you cannot help anybody else. You have to put the oxygen mask on first. Put on that oxygen mask before you can help anybody. And even as a nurse, if you stress, if you overwhelm, if you angry, you're not satisfied with your life, and you taking care of somebody else, you're not going to be able to do that.
You said a word there. How many nurses right now with the pandemic that we're in are frustrated in their own lives and bringing that to work when people are expecting them to care for them?
Exactly.
Take care of yourself. Absolutely. Thank you for that.
It's not fair for you to be, even anywhere, any area in healthcare, it's not fair for you not to give your best. But you have to be your own best first.
You have to be the best to give your best. I like it.
It's a give and take situation.
You just said that we all came here for a purpose. I'm thinking about Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh, yes. I love him.
Love him.
I wish he was
here. He left this earth much too soon for me. But something I heard him say many times was that the richest place in the world is the graveyard.
It's the grave, yes.
It's a graveyard. Because people die before letting any of their dreams come true.
Absolutely.
And I just want to encourage everybody today. If it's a home you want, it's hard to say, oh, I want a home. It's hard to do that and see it just pop into place. But save $20 this week towards your home. Call it your home fund. Next week, save $50. Do something towards those things that you want in life. Just do something towards those things you want in life. Tomorrow night, we will have Rosemary Blum. And wow, Rosemary's story is so interesting. Her mom is a superhero.
Oh,
her mom is.
I can't wait to hear that.
For real. I'm going to enjoy that conversation. So all of you who are listening, on Friday, May 7th, we will be launching My mama said, Mother Wit for your journey. I pray that you will be with us at 6 p.m. on Friday the 7th. We will have some giveaways. And what we want more than anything is for you to purchase the 99-cent Kindle version of the book to push us into that bestseller category. So all of the people that are a part of this book can be served in the manner that I'm used to serving them, from my best so that I can help them produce their best.
Yes, 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 yes. Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank
So
you.
with that, I will say thank you, Khady.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for trusting me with your mother's story.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Because
you
it
so
really
much.
is a beautiful.
You're God sent. I've been praying to have this done, and you just came just like that. So awesome.
Thank you.
I'm at peace.
Thank you. I let him use you, as Mama would say. Let him use you. I don't mind being used for good because the story is absolutely beautiful.
Wonderful.
So with that said, I'm going to look in the chat to see if we have any questions. And then if not, we're going to go on. Thank you, Lisa and Cherise and Rose and Aisha and Nosa. Thank you, everyone, for being present. Thank you, April. Those of you that are on Facebook, those of you that are on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you that are in the Triggering Light group, thank you for being a part. Now, you know me, I am C. Simone Rivers, and I always give to myself first. And with my other hand, I will always give to you because I have a lot to offer. And when those two come together, oh, it's hugs all around.
Yes, it does.
Thank you so much for being with us, and join us again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the Mother Wit Roundtable. Tomorrow we will have, our guest will be Rosemary Blom. Thank you so much and be well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Light.